All right, I know you guys read the title and you said, bro, savior? Does Atlanta FaZe really need a savior? And my honest answer is, I don't really know. See, they were absolutely legendary in Cold War. They won 4 out of 6 majors, with one of them being champs. Then in Vanguard, they couldn't really get over the hump, bringing home 0 major wins, but a bunch of 2nd place and 3rd place finishes, so whatever. Then in Modern Warfare 2, they won Major 2, and that was about it. Now, through those first 2 years that I mentioned, they had Arcides playing in Vanguard and Cold War, and then they made the swap and had Slasher in last year, which was all right. It was a decent upgrade. Slasher's definitely a much better land player than Arcides is, so they definitely also had better comms in Search and Destroy, but it didn't make a huge difference in their respawns. Now, anyway, that leads us here. We are finally in this timeline where the Alaskan assassin, the absolute menace that played on 90 ping in the start of his career, the underdog, the villain, FaZe DRAZAH. Now, if we take a look at this year's Atlanta FaZe team, their stats are actually pretty undeniable. They went 7-0 in their online series and placed 2nd at the major, and the team ratings are kind of insane. So cellium has a 1.27 KD, which is honestly ridiculous. He's got like a 1.5 in control and search, and then hardpoint brings it down a little bit, but DRAZAH has a 1.06 overall, Simp has a 1.16, and abezy has a flat 1.0, and their strong game modes are obviously control and S&D. Now, FaZe is never really a fantastic hardpoint team, and the only time they were was Cold War, and obviously they dominated that year, but that's kind of the point of this video. Can DRAZAH be the X factor? Because if you guys recall, they nestload optic in the beginning of the winners bracket at the major, which means they won the control in both the searches, not a hardpoint map. And that's not good. You're not supposed to drop every hardpoint map you play, especially on LAN, but they got away with it because optic is dog shit this year at search and kind of control, so they kind of could just take those maps off them. So they got a really good matchup there, but they also couldn't win a hardpoint against Toronto in the grand finals, and I think they got swept in the winners finals by them as well. I'm not actually sure on that, but I know in the grand finals they didn't pick up a hardpoint map, which is huge because picking up one of those hardpoint maps, the difference is 3-3 instead of 4-2, which is absolutely massive in a grand finals. Anyway, now let's take a look at FaZe's hardpoint stats exclusively. Now, Cell and Simp have very solid KDs, and DRAZAH is negative, but it's a 0.99, so we'll just call him even, and abezy is drowning in the sauce. Bro is at 0.94. Dude is actually cheeks this year at hardpoint. I don't know what's going on, but they have DRAZAH plugged into like a weird flex role where he's not seeing the most engagements on the map, he's not doing the most damage, and he has the least amount of objective time, and in my opinion, this formula isn't really gonna work this year for FaZe, especially for a player like DRAZAH. DRAZAH can't just be a wet noodle like Arcides was in Vanguard. He's either got to be the King Slayer or the OBJ Goblin. They also aren't utilizing abezy to his full potential, but then again, you know, I'm just talking shit about pro players when I'm in Diamond, so whatever. Anyway, I don't really think DRAZAH was the missing piece for FaZe, unless he's doing wonders for their chemistry in the comms, but we haven't really seen anything like that just yet, and I see this year being about the same as it was last year for FaZe. We'll see a lot of 2nd places, a lot of grand finals appearances. We'll see some 3rd, 4th places because New York's going to come storming back. Optic, we're still not sure because they're not cracked at control or S&D yet. We'll see as this online stage moves on, but I definitely think this FaZe team has potential to be the best team in the league. I just don't see them getting over Toronto and hardpoint, and like I said, I just don't think they're utilizing DRAZAH to his full potential in these respawns because I feel like his best is when he can just kind of run around and slay out. I mean, that was his role on Thieves. You had Octane doing all the, you know, IGL and smart boy shit, and then they kind of let Ken and DRAZAH do whatever they want. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't think any egos are clashing on this FaZe team. I think they all vibe really well, and it's really just 4 of the most talented players in the league almost. So we'll see if they put it together. I just see it being about the same as the last couple of years. I don't see them getting back to their Cold War standards, but who knows? I could end up eating my own words. If you guys enjoyed today's video, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.